report is adopted without objection.
Republican senators are jubilant over what many consider to be the most important legislation under President Donald Trump. He campaigned on the promise of making businesses more competitive and creating jobs. His party says their new tax plan delivers on these promises.
Where we see jobs go overseas over and over again, large companies, thousands of jobs at a time, move into foreign countries because we have the highest corporate tax rate in the industrialized world. Well, Mr. Speaker, it's time for that to end, and we do end that in this bill. We finally make our country competitive again so we can bring those jobs back.
The Trump tax revamp brings the rate companies pay down from 35% to 21%. And it introduces a 20% deduction for certain partnerships and sole proprietors. Individuals can also expect to pay less, although the benefit for the richest 1% is far greater than for other taxpayers. The lower rates will eat into the government's revenues, and national debt is expected to rise by an additional $1 trillion over the next decade. But many are opposed to this overhaul, and the European Union also lodged an official complaint with the US government last week. It says the new tax plan gives US companies an unfair advantage over their international competitors. And Democratic lawmakers accuse the Trump administration of abandoning the needy to help giant corporations.
Is this bill going to make life better for cops, firefighters, nurses, truck drivers, students, veterans, teachers, and shift workers? Hell no! You know who this bill is going to help? Corporate special interests, the wealthiest Americans, and yes, the Trump family.
Despite the opposition, most analysts say the tax reforms are pro-growth. Rising interest rates could slow down businesses, so it's uncertain just how much of a boost the Trump tax plan will provide to the economy in the long run. But for now, most people and businesses can look forward to sending fewer dollars to the taxman, and Trump says that's the best Christmas gift for American workers. Mobin Nasir, TRT World.
And TRT World's editor-at-large, Craig Copetas, joins us now for more. Craig, welcome. Look, the Republicans have been waiting for decades for this moment. Just explain to us why cutting taxes is so central to the Republican ideology.
Cutting taxes is bare-knuckle Republican populism. More money in the pockets of people, that sells well on the campaign trail. Trump got elected on this. The Republicans have been doing it since the late 1920s when Mellon was Secretary of the Treasury. And when you're suffering, as a lot of America has been during the Obama and Bush years, it's a great slogan. They're getting instant money. Americans look quarter to quarter. They don't think long term. So Q1, Q2, Q3 next year, they're going to be making some more money in their take-home pay.
OK, so there has been...
It's really as simple as that.
Right. So there has been a lot of talk about whether this is going to be a sop for the rich. But if it gives the world's biggest economy a boost, a shot in the arm, surely that's good for everybody.
Well, you know, I've tried to struggle through this tax plan. You can't see the floor here, but it's filled with it. And it basically comes down to this, Azar. You know, a rich guy, a working class guy, and some guy from a minority, a poor guy, they walk into a bakery, and there's a tray full of 20 cupcakes. The rich guy takes 19, and then he looks at the working class guy and he says, see that cupcake? That minority guy, he's going to steal it from you. And that is essentially the anecdote of this tax plan. It does benefit a lot of people if you know, some of the people who are getting those 19 cupcakes. And there's going to be a lot of trickle down from that. But it's not going to be continuous. It's not going to be long term. And it's going to run out at some time. And as Mobin said, they're going to run up a deficit. But what does a deficit matter? People who have money in their pocket, that's what they want.
So you've made me understand the tax plan a little bit more clearly and made me hungrier at the same time. But look, Craig, the GOP goes about giving a fiscal boost, but at the same time, the Fed is raising interest rates. Is that going to take the wind out of the sails of anything that the Republicans are doing right now?
Certainly not before the 2018 midterm elections. And that's all the politicians care about. Everyone in the United States Congress operates on one principle and one principle only, and that's to get reelected. And they believe, the Republicans believe, that they can get reelected by selling this tax plan to the American people. Right now, the polls show that the majority of Americans don't like this plan. The Democrats believe that they can go to the population with my cupcake story, and they're going to win the 2018 midterms and control the House and Senate. So it remains to be seen.
Craig Copetas in Paris, thank you so much.